Welcome to week 6 of my Bupropion journey. It should be an interesting week because I'll be having my second LENS Neurofeedback session, and we'll be monitoring the side effects like the elevated shaky hands to see if that goes down, because if it doesn't go down, I might have to quit Bupropion, and I don't want to do that because I like that it gives me a sustained energy and that it helps with cravings. All right, let's get right into the updates. Greetings and welcome to day 36 of my Bupropion journey. So I feel that the tinnitus is under control, and I'm very happy with that because there was one day last week where it was just driving me crazy. What's not under control though is the elevated hand shaking. For those of you that are just joining this series, and if you haven't watched past videos, I have my entire life had some hand tremors, but now those hand tremors have been greatly elevated because of Bupropion. So we'll see if we could get that under control. Other than that, I had no benefits the last 24 hours, and we'll see what the rest of the week brings. See you tomorrow. Greetings, it's day 37 of my Bupropion journey, and knock on wood, I've gotten some really good sleep the last few nights. And I'm really happy with that. Hopefully this continues. I go back for another LENS Neurofeedback session tomorrow, and that's helping with sleep, so that's a good thing. The hand shaking has seemed to have gone down a little bit, so that's good. Let's hope that continues too. That's it for today's update. We'll see you tomorrow. Greetings, it is day 38 of my Bupropion journey, and something very interesting happened when I was at LENS Neurofeedback today. So every single week at the exact same time and day, I am going to LENS Neurofeedback sessions, and today was my second session. And I was talking to my naturopathic doctor, and I was saying, you know what, last week, I've been on Bupropion 200 mg for a couple of weeks now, and last week my tinnitus was really bad, and my hand tremors were elevated, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue Bupropion because of this. And she asked me, when did these symptoms get worse? And I was thinking, and it was like after the last LENS Neurofeedback session. And she said, this is probably attributed to LENS Neurofeedback and not attributed at all to Bupropion. And she says, because sometimes symptoms will get a little worse before they start to get better. Because LENS Neurofeedback treats a lot of things. It treats insomnia, it treats headaches, it treats tinnitus. There's just lots of things that it treats. And sometimes your symptoms will get worse and then they'll start to get better. And I can attest to this because if you've been watching these videos every week, you'll remember that the tinnitus, that one day in particular, was just driving me crazy. I didn't know if I'd be able to continue on Bupropion if the tinnitus stayed at that level. But something really interesting happened. The tinnitus started to come down every single day. It got better and better until now my tinnitus is better than it's been in years. And I'm really happy with that. So I think that my hand tremors will start decreasing too. And that makes me happy because I know that these now weren't attributed to Bupropion when I thought they were, hopefully. And if that's the case, then our journey will continue. So outside of that, I had no side effects and I had no benefits outside of, the long sustained energy, which is nice. So that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow for day 39. Greetings, it is day 39 of my Bupropion journey. And over the last 24 hours, I've had no side effects and no perceived benefits. And it'll be about 11 days until my next raise. Hey, that rhymes. We'll see you tomorrow. Greetings, my friend. It is day 40 of my Bupropion journey, and I've had no perceived benefits and no side effects in the last 24 hours. So that's always a good thing. Well, I'd like more benefits, of course. Now, tomorrow we're going to talk about something very interesting that I'm starting up in a few days. It's called the metabolic reset diet. I'll tell you why I'm doing it and how it applies to my ADHD issues. So we'll see you tomorrow. Greetings, it is day 41 of my Bupropion journey, and over the last 24 hours I've had no side effects and no perceived benefits. So we're kind of in this lull here, it seems, until I get raised up to a new level of Bupropion. In the meantime, I wanted to talk to you about something that I'm starting in 2 days. It is called the Metabolism Reset Diet, also referred to as the Metabolic Reset Diet. And basically what that means is that for a 28-day period, I will have no processed foods, no sugars, and I will be eating a lot of vegetables, a lot of like beans, a lot of protein. And what this diet is supposed to do is it's supposed to help you lose weight. It's supposed to also increase your liver functions. And because it's high in protein, there's also the benefit that protein helps build neurotransmitters in your brain. So hopefully I have a great effect there as far as my ADHD goes. But that will start in 2 days. It'll go for 28 days. And trust me, when this is over, I am having my pizza. We'll see ya tomorrow. Greetings, it is day 42 of my Bupropion journey. And over the last 24 hours, I've had no benefits. And I've had no side effects. So that's a good thing. Let's get right into final thoughts. So this was a very interesting week because we found out that my elevated hand tremors and my elevated tinnitus weren't related to Bupropion at all, but rather were related to LENS Neurofeedback therapy. Both of those issues are much better right now. So as you can tell, I'm trying to attack my ADHD from several different levels. I'm trying to attack it through medication. I'm trying to attack it through LENS Neurofeedback therapy. And I'm just trying to get more healthy and, hopefully while getting more healthy, increase some of my brain function that way too. And I have more things planned here in the future and we'll see how that goes. So that's it for today. Happy Easter to you. And we'll see you next week. Welcome to week 6 of my Bupropion journey. It'll be an eventful week. I got I got a frog in my throat. And we'll see if the hand shaking goes down. Hopefully it does, because I'd like to stay on Bupropion, but let there be light. Because I learned that the issues with my elevated hand tremors and also, what was my other issue? Elevated hand tremors and tinnitus. All right, we're gonna do this again. Whole foods, vegetables, and